We finally have the schedule for Eternal Weekend.
Next on Eternal Dirtles.
Extreme thank you to all the Dirtomaniacs that support the show. If you want to get ad-free content and extra free content, you can go to patreon.com/EternalDirtles and support us. Proceeds go to editing the show, upgrading equipment, and helping us travel to events. What it do? Hello and welcome to Eternal Dirtles. I'm your host, Zach Clark, and with me as always, Phil Bleckman. Phil, are you excited for Eternal Weekend or what?
Bro, I'm already figuring out how I'm going to get there to play in the first free challenges on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm working on my schedule right now, actually. Earlier this morning, we're recording on Tuesday. Earlier this morning, Card Titan finally dropped the schedule for Eternal Weekend. And guess what? It was on the days that they said it was going to be, which is great. You know, logistically speaking, how could it have not been? Like something like they can just book another venue, you know? A lot of air about, oh my God, is it going to change weekends and stuff? That didn't happen. So now that we've got the schedule, I wanted to go through it, talk about, what events Phil and I are excited for, and just talk about our plan that weekend. I figured that that'll be a fun, theory crafting our weekend and kind of show you how we go about figuring out what events we want to do and highlight some fun events that we think we'll be playing. And obviously, you can cross Saturday off the list. We're going to be at the Legacy Championships for Saturday. That's a no-brainer. Eternal Dirtles is proud to be sponsored by Moxfield. Moxfield is the best Magic the Gathering deck building website on the internet. You can create, share, and find decks from Commander to Legacy and even fan-supported formats like Pre-Modern and Old School. You can see all of our decks on our Moxfield. Follow the links below to stay tuned.
Yeah, Saturday's easy. I'm also playing. I've already signed up to play Vintage.
So Friday, I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines.
Hell yeah, we are vintaging. That is all right. What the plan is.
Well, let's talk about Thursday. So Thursday, the venue opens up at I think at 12. First two events are free. We have a first chance Legacy Challenge and a first chance Vintage Challenge at 1:00 and 12:30 respectively. And those are just free. So, I mean, I'm going to be joining. What are you going to do? The Vintage one, Phil?
Well, it depends. If I can get in early enough, either that day. Yeah, depending on how, early I'm waking up, I'll see if I'm in that room. By then, I would love to be.
I'm flying in bright and early at 7:30. I arrive in Pittsburgh, in the city of Steel. I don't know. What do you call Pittsburgh? Steel Town?
Yeah, Steel City, right?
Steel Town.
So yeah, you're arriving at 7:30?
At 7:30 in the a.m.
So your flight is super early.
Very early. It was very early or very, very late, so I went with very early.
Okay, yeah. So I will see. I haven't actually booked my flights yet because didn't know.
Yeah, because you didn't know if they were going to have it.
You didn't know.
I started to get nervous.
So I will book, and I'm going to try and find something early enough that it will get us into Pittsburgh early enough to play either of these challenges, and I will likely play the Vintage Challenge, that one, assuming that I have all of the cards that I need. When we go to MagicCon is going to be trying to piece together some final stuff. Yeah. That way I can actually play Vintage in a way that's not embarrassing.
This next couple of weeks is going to be a couple of months is going to be a lot for us. We've got this Friday. I'm going to SCG-Con in Washington D.C. Then we've got MagicCon, right? We just did Pre-Modern Championships at LobsterCon, right? And then we've got Eternal Weekend. So it's a packed Q4 for us.
Yeah, honestly, pretty unfortunate that neither MagicCon nor Card Titans Eternal Weekend will have lobster rolls.
Yeah, it's a real it's a real miss. What do you even eat in Pittsburgh? Is there a dish in Pittsburgh? Is it the garbage plate or something?
No, that's upstate New York.
Okay.
But let me tell you, if it is though, we're crushing garbage plates. Let me look up Pittsburgh cuisine.
What's the food for Pittsburgh? Bosh and Roll, get in the comments.
I'm seeing pierogies.
Pierogies. Okay, yeah. I'm into that.
Yeah, we're into pierogies. I didn't
Yeah,
know
we
that it
like
was
pierogies.
Pittsburgh pierogies. Yeah, we like pierogies.
I've been in Greenpoint before.
Yeah, we're a fan of pierogies. I'll crush some
Yeah.
pierogies.
All right. Well, so then, the next couple of events are, they've got some early bird challenges and stuff like that. There's a CEDH event, which I might mess around with for for funsies. At
CEDH at
3:30.
3:30. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be fun. Got a Chaos Collector Challenge, another Vintage Challenge, another Legacy Challenge. 5:30. I want to be in at 5:30 to definitely play in the Pre-Modern Challenge on Thursday. That's my big goal on Thursday, is to play in the Pre-Modern Challenge.
So one thing that we should probably let our listeners know is that for anybody who doesn't know, when we say a challenge is a 3-round event, and you get prize tickets based on your record. So if you win all 3 rounds, you get the payout, whatever the payout looks like.
Yeah.
Here it says they receive 320 prize tickets, but you get 40 tickets for entering the event, and then you get 80 tickets for every win you get. So if you win 3 events, you get 80 tickets per round plus 320 if you go 3-0. Yeah. Who knows what those tickets can get you? That's a mystery. Who knows?
Yeah, that Probably is a mystery. Nothing. We don't know the value of what we can get. Ever since they switched to the Magic the Gathering Arena format for every large event, where you just don't know how to convert gems into gold into Magic cards. It's just complete chaos as far as what you can actually get when you win a tournament.
No way for us to know what WizBucks can get you, but that means that as we're talking through and you're looking at the schedule, that each challenge is approximately 3 hours in length. So if you tried and got in at the 12:30 Vintage or the 1 p.m. Legacy on Thursday, then you would be able to play again in the 4:30 or 5 o'clock follow-up challenges thereafter. But it would be tough to play in the Legacy or Vintage double up if you played in that midday thing. So when you're scoping out your day, also people need to eat, all that stuff. So,
well, remember, if you're doing good, you can always do the classic 2-hour move, which is win, split, and then sign up for another event.
That's usually what people do. Is when you go 2-0, you just split if you want to go into the next thing.
So keep that in mind. But so that first day is all side events. It's just like get in, get your reps in. Thursday, play your side events, right?
I just have to also point out at the end when Zach just recommended, the 2-0-1 split for the 3 rounds. Here at Eternal Turtles, we are very strict in our policy that splitting is quitting.
Splitting is quitting if I'm playing you.
If we're playing, I will look you directly in the eye and no split.
Hashtag side event and boss.
We are not splitting. There is a 0% chance we are ever going to split. Not a chance.
In fact, 9 times out of 10, what happens is we put the prize up as giveaways, so it doesn't even really matter if we win or not.
We're doing winner take all event. Not only are we no split, we're winner take all. You walk away with nothing, or you. Walk away with
the other person just takes all your tickets like it's a game of ante.
Oh yeah.
All right, so there's that. So let's talk about Friday is the vintage event. So you'll be playing in the vintage event, and that starts at 9 a.m.
Yes, I am.
Then there is also a Legacy High Roller event for $250. The winner gets a full set of duels.
Full set of duels.
Is that like a full set of duels is split between top 8? It just says full set of duels.
Yeah, full set of duels, I assume, is the payout for. I mean, if it's $250 a piece, like you can just go and get whatever duel you want with that. So
yeah. So that's I mean, maybe it's a full set of duels split between the top 8, like 40 duels split between top 8.
I'm trying to see if they actually list what the High Roller event is.
I'm sure there'll be more information about that. I want to get Nick Koss on and ask him these questions. So that's a great question. Full set of duels. We'll write that down.
Then there is another early bird modern and CDH challenge. Okay, so for players that aren't playing Legacy or Vintage. And then at noon, there's a Legacy quote 2K, which isn't really what a 2K normally is. It's paid out in store credit if you go 4-0, but it's also a single elim tournament. Mm-hmm. And I am, it's a $15 entry. I am just sort of never interested in single elim tournaments.
You can double up, dude. You can play in the vintage tournament and 0-1 drop the Elim tournament in between rounds, dude.
Yeah, it's more so a matter of, it's like the possibility of splitting doesn't exist in single
Yeah.
elim. You have
And
no
we're
choice but
also
to not.
we're here to play.
Yeah, but part of the enjoyment of no splitting is knowing that the option to split is there,
Yes,
and
this is true.
you can't split in single elim.
Also, what is time like in that scenario? Do you just both lose?
If you draw,
Yeah, like if you draw, what happens?
I have to assume that single elim means that it's only winning and draws are losses.
Yeah. We hope that's the case.
If you and I are drawing in a single elim event, I'm extending my hand and saying good games, thanks for the draw, and then we're both out.
So then we've got a couple of these sponsored single elim events. There's a modern one, there's a vintage one, there's a mystery booster sealed challenge that sounds cool. Another legacy challenge at 12:30 with challenge prizes. Modern RECQ, that's basically a Pro Tour qualifier. RECQ is like if you win, you get an invite to the RCQ. So complicated, but that's how the Pro Tour works now, I think.
I thought there was an RCQ, which I forget what it stands for, and then
regional qualifier or something. Regional championship qualifier.
Yeah, so I guess this is a regional championship qualifier for the regional championship, and then that takes you to the Pro Tour.
No, I'm pretty sure that this takes you to the regional championships. But I'm not positive.
They're single elimination tournaments.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
You got to 5-0. You can't. You got to just straight up win the league.
All right. So then we've got there is a legacy challenge, an old school challenge at 2:30. That's one that I might put on. I'm going to put that on my Friday at 2:30 old school challenge. I like that. Maybe I'll play some Stasis.
Yeah, you got none of Stasis is around these parts.
Yeah. Then at 4:30, so then we've got old school, vintage, legacy, CDH challenges all in that half hour. Then at 4:30, there's another pre-modern challenge. So we've got another chance to play pre-modern there. Legacy challenge, modern double up, Duskmorn sealed double up. Now we're into the double ups. Double up just doubles your prizes, but it costs twice as much.
Yeah, it doesn't say double challenge prizes. It just says challenge prizes, but it's presumed.
Yeah. So so Friday goes until 7 with the vintage double up at the end of the day at 7 p.m. I'm assuming from there Friday we're gonna we'll do a big dinner and we'll try and get something going for dinner time.
And I'll say something about all the big group dinners, like the massive 20-person outings. I dislike those.
Well, last time we can talk about what happened at the last big one of them.
I think the optimal strat is, okay, even if you're a group of 20, 30, 40, however many people you are in your group, what you got to do, you just got to break up into like tables of 5 or 6.
Yeah. I agree.
Like that's just got to be it, and then you hang out afterwards and have beers.
I don't
mind.
You're hanging out. A 10 is kind of where I want to cap out at. Like after that, it's just too many damn people.
I think that like once you eclipse 6, it's an awkward number.
Yeah.
Like so, it's like if you're on an 8 top or whatever, you're not talking to the person at the other end. You're just talking to the So it's like you might as well not be sitting with them anyway.
Unless you're me, man. I like to sit in the middle of the table and just gab.
But like if you're in that spot, not only are you not going to talk to those people, but you are going to be attached to having to figure out how to split the check with them, which is just like my god, like just stick to 5 or 6 and make everybody's life easy.
Yeah, I agree.
You're gonna hang out at the pub anyway and have beers afterwards and hang out where everybody can just be in a big group. It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
I don't need to eat my lasagna in front of.
What are you, Garfield? Lasagna?
Yeah, dude.
Who's going to Pittsburgh? He'd be like, all right, Italian restaurant, I'm ordering the lasagna. What do you... Yeah, well, it turns out Phil's actually going to Pittsburgh just to go to an Olive Garden.
I am only here for the unlimited pasta bowls.
Yep. And bread, and breadsticks, and soup.
Gotta make sure you're hydrated.
Yeah, man. Soup. Stay hydrated. This episode is brought to you by Soup. All right, Saturday, 9 a.m., Legacy Champs. We're doing it. And My promise to you, the viewer, is I'm staying in for all the rounds.
Wow.
I'm not dropping at 0-2. I'm going all the way. If I go 1-5, I'm doing that. That's just how it is.
Have you decided on your deck yet?
I am almost positive I am going to borrow a couple of UCs, and I'm going to play Reanimator. I've got almost everything else I need for Reanimator. I even picked up Metamorphosis Fanatics in case that card is the truth. So I'm pretty positive I'm going with that. But my backup plan is I'll play Draco Bean Pact as well. Yeah. That's my backup plan.
Quick backtrack. Here's a little action for everybody listening on the pod. For the potential pre-modern setups, do you have your Parallax Tides at the ready?
I do. I bought them when we got back. So
yeah,
I'm on Tide Control. I've also looked at a couple other decks. So if you look at our at my specifically at the Dirtle Magus what's called Moxfield, you can see I have updated a lot of pre-modern decks. I'm liking Blue Red Control, which is the Splinter Twin of the format, which plays Tides and it plays the Frenetica free Chance Encounter combo. But it's just a blue white red blue red is it control deck. I'm playing one Morphling in there for funsies. So that's a deck I'm checking out. There's a new Parfait list that I added into there that looks interesting. It uses Words of Wisdom, which is a cool Magic card. What else? Let me look at the other card, the other decks that I have in this list because I was just updating this. Got Rexer, of course, Psychotog, Frostbloom. I think I've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Frostbloom is not worth playing at a large event. As much fun as it is, we could play Burn, we could play Goblins. Oh, Big Red Phoenix is a deck that I kind of have been looking at and really dig, but I don't know if it's like tournament ready. And it's just a mono red control list that plays like Navindral's Disc and Shard Phoenix and just Burn to like stop. It's apparently very good against Burn decks as long as you have a clock. If you don't have a clock, you're going to lose to Burn decks because they're eventually just going to draw enough Burn. You don't have any counter magic. So you might want to figure out a way to stop them from dealing you damage. But otherwise, the deck is really good against low to the ground decks. Like it crushes goblins because you're just mono burn and removal, and then you hold it down with either Hammer of Bogarden and Get to Encampment and Thawing Glaciers. It's just like that's pre-modern to me. Like if I can make that deck work, super fun, super cool, and it plays Incinerate. And you know what I bought, Phil?
Alpha Incinerates.
Alpha Incinerates. Incinerate was first printed in Ice Age, but its coolest printing is the arena printing, where it's like the guy with the dreadlocks. We're like, ah.
See, if it doesn't have the retro frame, I'm not interested.
It is retro frame. That
I'm
is
gonna have to look
like
it up now.
OG Arena, like Arena League back in the like early '90s.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's on the screen right now.
Pretty sick.
The old school. I mean, the. I'm a fan of the. What is this? Mirage. The Mirage Incinerate.
Mirage one's good. Yeah, the guy with the helmet. Yeah. That
guy with
was
the helmet.
a good one.
Yep. Obviously, the OG Incinerate. Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're talking about. Wait. Oh yeah, the Incinerate from Arena. Yeah, that one looks real nice.
Yeah,
nice.
that's a cool one. So that one plays
illustration by Jock. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a good one. And the deck plays Thawing Glaciers. How much fun is that? And Dust Bowl.
Yeah, if we can play any deck that has Thawing Glaciers, you're speaking to my heart.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, and it's playing main deck Phyrexian Furnace. Like this deck has it all. It's just I think that it's probably a dog to what's called Big Shrimpin', aka Dreadnought. And I think Burn too, just because the inevitability for you is just not there. So if they get a Burn heavy hand, you're done.
So you're a dog to the best deck and the most played deck. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm just telling you what what the weaknesses are to this deck so that you don't go, oh, I saw that deck and I just wanted to play it at the tournament and do well. This is a work in progress, fun, like, I say ban everything until in the format until this deck is good. Like, that's how I feel about
That's
things.
how we feel about it. That's how we feel.
And then what else? Wonder Phoenix, Big Trippin', Blue Tide, Elves, Goblins, Parfait, Burn, of course. Yeah, I need to get a good list for Rexer, and I updated my stasis list. I am now playing. Well, I didn't update that stasis list. I got to update my stasis list. I'm now playing Three Thwart, and it's the top 8 list or top 16 list that was at the Pre-Modern Championship. So if you want to look there, you can find it. I'll update it on here as well, so you can check it out. But that's kind of where I'm at, where my head's at with playing Pre-Modern. Phil, are you planning on playing Pre-Modern?
It depends. I'm not sure. It really depends on how much of Vintage I get my fix at the one time that I'm going to get to play it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I will have. I do plan to have a Pre-Modern deck with me.
Playing the same deck that you played at Champs.
Oh dear God, no.
The number of people, you don't get as much of the like interaction with the community as I do, because they're like I answer all the emails and everything like that we get, and the number of people that reached out to me and were like, "What is Phil doing registering forests?"
Yeah, I registered forests because I did. I was like, I got to be proactive. I don't know. You have to know the format if you're casting counterspell.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I only knew it so well. I didn't know I hadn't played since Red Green Oath became like the top dog or whatever.
Dude, there's nothing more proactive than Stasis.
Honestly, I probably should have just played Stasis.
I think you would have crushed people if you just played Stasis. Is a thinking man's deck, but it is so deterministic and aggressive. Like, especially when I was playing the retraced image version, if I could turn one retraced image, throw an island down, and then throw a what's called Black Vice, and then untap with 3 lands and play Stasis, many times the game was just immediately over.
Yeah. And I also I do love me some thwart action, as we all know.
Oh yeah, so. I mean that
one of these days you'll actually register the correct number. Yeah.
Well, I'm registering 3 in the new version, because that's what the person that played it registered.
You said that you registered 3 as though that's the correct number, and it's
I know. I know. Apparently, it is the correct number, but I've got some updating on this deck to do. Also, this deck plays Chill, which is just and Stasis plus Chill, so good. Just hard stops to all the decks that are like, oh, I play Lightning Bolt, so I'll just play a land and Lightning Bolt you. They just can't do that, and so the Stasis is. I honestly feel Stasis is the deck. If you need a deck to play, I would say play Stasis.
Yeah, I have Stasis. Like, I own the deck. I own the cards. I just have to actually put it together. And I do love the temporal. What's the name of that card? It's a 1/1 for 3 mana, but then it's bounce a permanent for 3.
Time Elemental?
No, it's
Temporal Adept.
Temporal Adept, right? It's
Temporal Adept. Yeah.
It's literally the pivot plan. You play a 3 mana 1/1, and then you proceed to bounce their shit every turn for the rest of the game.
Or you bounce your Stasis for the rest of the game, and then you can always untap everything. It is the Icy Manipulator Winter Orb play.
We love it. We do love it.
I used to play in old school. I own a Legends Time Elemental. So if you get to 6 mana and you have Kismet out, so all their stuff comes into play tapped, you just have a hard lock on your opponent. For the rest of the game, you're just just make sure they don't Nor your Time Elemental. You'll take 5 damage and it'll die.
Mm-hmm. So good.
All right. So the other interesting events on Saturday, there's the Vintage High Roller event. Minimum mocks at 8 players for $1,000. Sorry, $1,000. $250 for the High Roller event there. A various number of those single elimination events that we're talking about, and then a bunch of challenges. Doesn't look like there is a pre-modern sponsored event at 11:30, which I would not be playing in, because I would be playing in the main event on Saturday. Old School Showdown. If you're not a Legacy person, I don't know what you're doing if you're not a Legacy person and watching our show, but it's there for you. Maybe you're someone that just came here for the 10 minutes of pre-modern that we just talked about. Then we've got an old school double up at 6 p.m. So, by then maybe I'm just like dead. If I'm like 2 and X, maybe I'll drop out and play in the old school double up. Yeah. And so, all right. So that's Saturday. Like I said, Saturday is pretty much a known quantity for us. So let's talk about Sunday, because Sunday is going to be tough. Phil, you don't even know what time you're leaving on Sunday yet.
I don't yet. Nope. It's still a mystery to me, as it is to everyone out there.
I fly out. I leave Pittsburgh at 5:52. So I could get in maybe 1 or 2 events, especially if they're single limb events, and I'm bad. But it starts at 9 a.m. with an EDH showdown for an unlimited twister, which I don't want to do. I don't think that I'm that good at CEDH to try and win an unlimited twister for $100. What else we got? Oh, we got a pre-modern showdown, though. That's a good one. Pre-modern showdown for $50 at 11. Swiss with top 8, so probably won't. If I'm winning, I probably will have to change my flight. First is a Guy's Cradle. Second is a Mox Diamond. Third and fourth are Survival of the Fittest, and 5th through 8th is Intuition.
Yeah, honestly, if presuming that I'm not somehow top 8ing Vintage, it would be crazy if I'm not in that top 8.
Yeah.
But I mean, that sounds like a pretty sweet event. It's at the right time in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a sweet format. And who doesn't want to win a Guy's Cradle?
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Then there's a Team Trios showdown. Also, that's at 11:30 for $120. It's a modern Legacy and Vintage. Super fun. Not a thing that I don't think I'll have time for that. And getting 3 people together. I wish it was modern Legacy, Legacy Vintage and Old School, or Legacy Vintage and Pre-Modern. I don't.
Yeah, instead of modern. Yeah.
Who wants to play modern? No one came here to play modern.
Yeah, not me.
All right, then there's a Legacy challenge at noon. Conceivably, probably the last possible thing I would be able to do that day. Though there is a pre-modern challenge. Challenge lasts 3 hours? At 2 p.m. If I really want to skirt the luck there and try and see if I can get to the airport and get through checkout, get through security and everything with 52 minutes remaining.
Yeah, it'll be tight, but that's what pre-modern's all about. You got to take the risks where you can.
I'll just cast stasis and stop the plane.
Yeah, there you go. Show stasis to the TSA agent.
Yeah. So I mean, we got, like I said, the big takeaway here is we got the events. We're looking at it just like you were looking at it right now, determining what our plan is for that weekend. What decks we need to bring, that sort of stuff. It's time to start prepping. One of the things beyond we talked about prepping last week, but like one of my big things, and I'm going to start doing a countdown each week so that you can see like what my path to progression is for practice. I only got into matches last week because I played in the challenge and just dropped immediately because I just went 0-2. Was like, I don't want to do this all day on Sunday. So I want to hit 100 reps, not with any single deck, but like just 100 Legacy reps before, and that's not hard to do. That's what we got, 50 days left or something like that, before the Eternal Weekend. So we're counting here. I have 2 right now. Phil, you did not play in the event last night, I'm assuming.
Which event?
At your local.
Oh no, I did.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I did make it. I got.
So you're at 4
because I played against Lobos. For what?
For games, 4 matches.
With what?
For Legacy.
Yeah. What about it?
You have 4. I have 2. That is our current count of reps. From when we start counting on this episode.
Oh, this is the episode that we're starting to count? Okay.
We're going to start counting now.
I wish I had known that before I got slogged around last night. Fuck.
Wins and losses doesn't matter. It's just about getting reps in.
Okay. If it's only reps, then I can get plenty of those.
Yeah. It's all about reps right now. Get the format down. Understand what everything looks like post, and I entreat you, the viewer, to join us here. Post below every week. Like, what'd you do this week? how many did you get in? What's your total? We're gonna start being like an accountability partner to everybody that wants to go to Eternal Weekend or that just wants to get some practice in. So I'm at 2, Phil's at 4. Below, what's yours? And we'll kind of do that. And you can check out. Obviously, you can check out the Discord that we have. You can follow us through all of our social medias, which all those links are below. If you can join us on Patreon, awesome. We just got a couple new Patreon members. Ben, awesome. I want to thank you so much for joining us on Patreon. Hold on, we got a couple other people. I want to make sure that I list everybody out that joined us here in the last couple of weeks. Actually, I want to say in the last 2 months. We've had a lot of people join us in the last 2 months, and I've not been super great about getting everybody listed here. So we got Ben, we got James, we got Common Opponent, Austin, Jared, Andrew, Magnus, Havoc, Don Miller, my father-in-law joined us.
Hey, we
Not
appreciate
a legacy
you, Don.
player. Yeah, no, it's great. Hamadine, Island Go, Shazbach, the 39 Steps, Yanji, and yeah, from there, and there we go. That's everybody that's joined the last 2 months. So again, super huge thank you to everybody that's joined us. It means a lot, and it really helps us get to these events and get in reps and get you more information and help us set aside time, pay for editing, all that stuff that makes the show run. So if you do have a chance, you have the means to support the show. It really does help. You're putting us forward there. We really appreciate it. And with that said, have a good one, everybody. Just waiting for it to. Before you go, I need some help. Please subscribe to this channel and do your part to help sustain the legacy content ecosystem. Just subscribing to this channel goes a long way to reminding YouTube that people love and support this format. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile, you should think about supporting us through Patreon. Both the links for subscription and Patreon are right here. And if you're listening on an audio format, you can go to patreon.com/eternaldurdles. Thanks so much for watching.